64th Independence Anniversary, President Tinubu promises a Nigeria of pride, dignity and shared success.
Our independence anniversary gave us another chance to reflect on how far we have gone in our journey to nation building.
Citizens express expectations for a prosperous Nigeria.
If there is subsidy on food and the market is flooded with food, it will mitigate and reduce the level of hardship.
President of the Senate urges citizens to be patient and hopeful as brighter days are ahead. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at 6 on Nta News24. We are live in Abuja. I am Nta. President Bola Tinubu is again urging Nigerians to believe in the country's promise as his government continues to forge a path towards a brighter future, while also cultivating a nation that reflects the aspirations of all its citizens and resonates with pride, dignity and shared success. This is a new message of hope from President Bola Tinubu in his broadcast to commemorate the 64th Independence Anniversary of Nigeria. State House correspondent Musbah Dan Wahab brings highlights of the broadcast.
Fellow Nigerians,
64 years have gone by since Nigeria has got its right to self-determination. And here is another moment to trace where the country has come from and how far it has gone.
over 6 decades later.
And despite the twists and turns, Nigeria remains the giant of Africa, with many of the citizens as sources of pride to the world.
Despite the many challenges that buffeted our country, we remain a strong, united, and viable sovereign nation.
The past achievements notwithstanding, the current social and economic realities are not lost on President Bola Tinubu as he once again explains reasons for the current reforms.
We found ourselves at a distant crossroad where we must choose between two paths: reform for progress and prosperity, or carry on the business as usual and collapse. We decided to reform our political economy and defense architecture.
These reforms, he says, has been yielding positive results, including billions of dollars in foreign direct investments in the country. He recounted the successes being recorded in the fight against insurgency and banditry, with hundreds of their leaders neutralized. He believes this feat will again boost the food quest which his government is pursuing with huge investments for mechanization and expansion.
It is an unfinished business, I agree, which our security agencies are committed to ending as quickly as possible, can restore peace to many communities in the troubled part of the north. Our farmers can return to their farms. We expect to see a leap in food production and a downward spiral in food costs. I promise you, we shall not falter on this.
In addition to the several youth-centric programs to give a core yet in the offing, the President announced plan to organize a national youth conference as platform for Nigerian youth to make contributions on decisions for the future they want.
The government will thoroughly consider and implement the recommendations and outcomes from this forum as we remain resolute in our mission to build a more inclusive, prosperous, and united Nigeria. The federal government is ready to assist the 36 states and FCT in acquiring CNG buses for cheaper public transportation.
And for the new set of Nigerians who have contributed meaningfully to the country's progress and development, the President says their day of honor is here.
The Senate President and the Chief Justice of the Federation have been conferred with the honor of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON. The Deputy Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives have honor of Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, CFR.
It has been a long journey for Nigeria, with even a much longer one ahead, just as in the aspiration for a greater country. This president promises Nigerians to look ahead with hope for a more prosperous nation under his watch.
May God continue to bless our nation and keep members of our armed forces safe.
In the State House, Musbah Nanwahab, Nta News.
Even though the government opted for low-key celebration, the Presidential Guards Brigade added colors to the 64th independence anniversary of Nigeria with their parade. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was part of the special parade and change of guard at the State House. And government top functionaries were also joined by members of the diplomatic community at the event. Though it was a no-speech-making event, dignitaries who spoke to State House correspondents had the opportunity to react to the earlier broadcast by President Bola Tinubu. That report will come in our subsequent bulletins. And moving on, President Bola Tinubu, in his Independence Day broadcast, described the recent economic reforms by his administration as difficult but necessary to prevent the country from total collapse. Analyzing the president's speech, guests on Good Morning Nigeria emphasized the need to build stronger democratic institutions for the transformation policies of the current administration to have the desired impact. Kemini Williams reports.
It has been a journey of 64 years so far, and a lot on the minds of Nigerians on the state of the nation. This President Bola Tinubu addresses in his national broadcast, and guests on Good Morning Nigeria give thumbs up to the president for the factual presentation. Major bullet points to the guests include the collaboration between the federal and the sub-national governments to rebuild the nation's economy with particular interest in agriculture, addressing insecurity, and growing the nation's foreign reserves. What matters is how you build that entity, and that's why we call it nation building. And just like the way you build a house, you construct a nation, by being mindful of all the key elements they've mentioned: transparency, accountability, bondedness, unity, quality leadership that is painstaking, that is not episodic or knee-jerk in policy decisions. They set directions, policy directions, and they follow it painstakingly. Over time, then it grows, leading to unity, bondedness. If you deviate, then there is going to be a problem. The decision for a national youth conference to engage youths to understand participation in nation building and access to employment opportunities by government, they say will calm lots of nerves. Mr. President mentioned it, that Nigerians are doing well abroad in all fields. If we're doing well abroad in all fields, what is the problem there? So this is now the challenge for our youths.
We need to build strong institutions that can stand on their own and say, look, no, this is our role and function, we must do it. The same thing with our security institutions, the same thing with our regulatory institutions. It's the weakness of these institutions that makes the individuals become so strong that they at every level, every leader operates like a mini emperor, a mini god within his own system. Tackling corruption was again brought to the fore as the guests believe all future gains may again be washed away if the fight against corruption fails to succeed, while emphasizing the need for integrity and national values for a prosperous Nigeria. In Abuja, Kemini Williams, Nta News.
And as the nation celebrates its 64th independence anniversary, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has urged citizens to be patient and hopeful as the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will turn things around for the better. In a congratulatory message to Nigerians on celebrating the milestone, Akpabio applauded Nigerians for their indomitable spirit, saying though the nation has been faced with numerous challenges, the citizens have remained resolute and resilient. He says that from the earlier struggles for independence to the present day, Nigerians have shown resilience and determination, and that brighter days are ahead as we collectively work to build a prosperous nation which our children and future generations will be proud of. While commending the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Akpabio said the 10th National Assembly has passed several pro-development laws aimed at renewing the collective dreams and aspirations for our citizens and fostering growth. Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu congratulates President Bola Tinubu and all Nigerians on the country's 64th Independence Day celebrations. Kalu says the country is steadily marching towards greatness, urging Nigerians to share in the optimism that the current economic and security challenges bedeviling the country will be surmounted. The Deputy Speaker assures Nigerians that economic prosperity is central in the policy formulation and execution of Tinubu administration and wishes everyone a happy Independence Day celebration. The President Alumni Association of National Institute, Ambassador Emmanuel Obi Okafor, MNI, has congratulated members of the association and all Nigerians on the occasion of Nigeria's 64th independence anniversary. Ambassador Okafor commended Nigerians for their perseverance, endurance, and contributions to the betterment of the country. He also commended President Bola Tinubu for his sensitivity to the plight of Nigerians by assuring that this year's celebration are low-key in recognition of the economic realities that many face. He noticed that the chosen theme, reflecting on the past, inspiring the future, could not be more befitting. The president of the Alumni Association of National Institute used the opportunity to appeal to those Nigerians considering embarking on strikes or protests to reflect on the potential impact such actions could have on the nation's recovering economy, urging them to pursue dialogue and peaceful solutions. There are high expectations for Nigerians as she marks her 64th independence anniversary. Ramatu Abdullahi, who sampled the opinions of the people, reports that their expectations are generally on improving the economic situation of the country.
Nigeria marks yet another independence anniversary with some developmental strides achieved amidst some other daunting challenges all through the 6 decades of attaining independence. Some cross-section of Nigerians revealed key areas that need urgent improvement for the good of all citizens.
I expect that Nigeria government should look at all those high-cost price issues.
Every day we are praying for the rulers, the presidency, from the top to the end. Let them find solution for this matter that people are passing through.
No, to create job. Let government create job for youth. That's all we need.
Since fuel subsidy has been removed, and that's actually attached to every activities in Nigeria, and since it has been removed, I would like the government to put or make subsidy on food. At least if there is subsidy on food and the market is flooded with food, it will mitigate and reduce the level of hardship.
So I wish us more peace, unity, and progress.
As I'm saying, I'm praying that Nigeria should improve more than this by the year coming 2025. So that at least all of us go happy together.
As we celebrate the 64th independence anniversary, it is hoped that these concerns and challenges raised by citizens will be surmounted for us to have a secured and prosperous nation. I am Ramatu Abdullahi, Nta News.
This is the News Desk at 6 on Nta News24. Let's take a break now. More reports when we return.
Is at the threshold of another milestone in its history as the country is set for the celebration of its 64th independence anniversary on the 1st of October. This year's celebration with the theme, Nigeria at 64, reflecting on the past, inspiring the future, affords the country the chance to reflect on the journey of nationhood and assess the task of nation building.
There's hardship, but how did we get here?
As this year's celebration coincides with the country's 25 years of unbroken democracy, the task of engendering an inclusive governance that caters for every segment, especially the youth, is now.
We've sustained 25 years of democracy this year. We don't want to keep the people hungry and angry.
Nigeria at 64, reflecting on the past, inspiring the future.
Welcome back. Even though the government opted for a low-key celebration, the Presidential Guards Brigade added colors to the 64th independence anniversary of Nigeria with their parade. President Bola Tinubu was part of the special parade and change of guard at the State House. State House correspondent Musbah Danwahab's report is now ready.
The special guest is here for Nigeria's Special Days commemoration. The government is sensitive to the socio-economic realities in the country, and so this celebration would be modest. But then, the Nigerian armed forces would not compromise on a day like this. The Presidential Gas Brigade makes the day even more memorable for the special guest of honor and other guests here with the parade and silent drill display.
Oh no.
The performance by the cultural troupe and mass band was simply instructive that Nigeria's strength remains its unity in diversity.
The 6 geopolitical regions have sent their representatives to lift the treasure, lift, and they have successfully lifted it. Can we put our hands together for all Nigerians? All of a sudden, there is joy, there is rejoicing, there is celebration in Nigeria.
And so, Nigeria's unity and peace should be sacred for the leaders and the led to protect. Though it was a no-speech making event, dignitaries who spoke to State House correspondents had opportunity to react to the earlier broadcast by President Bola Tinubu.
Of course, the President is aware that Nigeria is passing through a very challenging time, but he also knows that we need to do this necessary sacrifice for Nigeria to progress. Every reform comes with its challenges. Ours is not an exception. We do hope that Nigerians will, at the end of the day, see the fruit of their labor.
And he left no one in doubt in that speech about his belief in Nigeria, about his empathy, about his optimism that a stronger Nigeria that will serve our youth, our younger ones, and all of us, and make Nigeria take its place of pride in the Committee of Nations is emerging.
We want the young people to feel the government. We want the young people to see the government, and we want the young people to touch the government. Very soon, you are going to see us pushing again, even before the confab, which is also going to be part of what we are going to push out of the confab. We need to have a what we call a national agency that is for the young people.
This is a period for reflection. This is a period for action. This is a period for patience and endurance. Things are tough, and the president has acknowledged that. And he and his members of his team are doing everything possible to ensure that this hardship at least is mitigated.
And despite the current challenges, they express belief that the better days are almost here. In the State House, Musbah and Wahab Nta News.
The 1st of October every year remains one of the most important moments in the life of Nigerians as a people and as a country, reminding citizens of collective national dignity and the faith shared across the nation. This was the view of Nigerian First Foundation as the country marks another independence anniversary celebration. Timothy Yusuf reports.
The chairman of the board of Justice Now International, also known as Nigeria First Foundation, and former Inspector General of Police Sir Mike Okiro, was among the 4 pupils chosen to bring down the British flag and raise the Nigerian flag on October 1st, 1960. The experience, he said, remains a milestone in his life as he unveils the theme for this year's independence anniversary celebration entitled Nigeria We Hail Thee, in Brotherhood We Stand.
This theme, which he gotten from our national anthem, demonstrates a deep understanding of who we are and what we stand for. It also serves as a testament to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda to actualize the dreams of our founding fathers. Hence, this project is dedicated to His Excellency Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu.
We are here to align ourselves constitutionally and in all ramifications to tell Mr. President and all Nigerian presidents, both living and dead, that in brotherhood we will continue to stand.
The promise to unleash progressive strides while inspiring young people to become patriotic and innovative, all in an effort to take Nigeria to greater heights, is the priority of Nigeria First Foundation going forward. Timothy Yusuf, Nta News.
The Association of Hajj and Umrah Operations of Nigeria has appealed to the Nigerian Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, to carry it along when engaging Saudi service providers so that pilgrims in the Holy Land can be served better. In a media briefing, National President of the Association, Abdul Latif Akundayo, said the regulatory body denies the group some rights which impede smooth conduct of their pilgrims in Saudi Arabia.
5 different letters to the Commission. But it was only on the 24th of September 2024 that the Commission deemed it necessary to respond to just 1 out of the 5 different letters written to NACON. And that letter was short of addressing our numerous and rightful demands.
Responding, NACON's Commissioner for Policy, Personnel Management and Finance, Malam Aliyu Abdul Razak, said the Commission is making efforts in engaging the association and respecting its rights.
If there's no complaint against them that their services, the service they deliver to them, they are not satisfied, until when it is clear that there's no such complaint, then their report can be released to them. And for those that are be cleared, they are getting their reform. It's what I'm doing on a daily basis.
Out of 95,000 pilgrims allocation to Nigeria by Saudi Arabia, NACON allots 20,000 to the association. The Sultan of Sokoto and President General Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, has urged Muslims in Nigeria to start looking for the new moon of Rabiul Athani 1446 after Hijrah tomorrow, 2nd October 2024. In a statement signed by the Chairman, Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council Sokoto, Professor Sambawali Junaidu, says tomorrow, 29th of day of Rabiul Awal 1446 AH after Hijrah. It called on Muslims to start looking for new crescent of Rabiul Thani 1446 AH on Wednesday, 2nd of October 2024 and report the sighting of the nearest district to the nearest district or village heads for onward communication to the Sultan. And that concludes the News Desk at 6 on Nta News 24. Thank you for watching. I am Nta Daniels.